Here we go. Happy Friday, everybody. Have you guys been reading the news lately? There's some really interesting stuff coming up. And I can pretty much guarantee that this is going to be a fantastic Thanksgiving. And there's going to be a lot more coming up that is going to be freeing a lot of people and creating a lot more abundance and joy and peace, not only in our community, but across the world. We've got Ukraine taken care of. We've got Turkey taken care of. I would say that we're all having a really good week. So, anyway, if you notice too, there goes the dogs. If you notice too, there's been a lot of speculation of folks that want to have peace that are scared of having peace, and that's a little strange, I think. So I think maybe we need to recalibrate and think about what that means with not having wars. So let's try and do that. That'd be really good. Let's try to focus on not getting wars and continuing to live off of wars, because it ends up being about human trafficking, drug trafficking, sex trafficking, child trafficking, and organ trafficking. You guys are seeing this coming up all the time in the news now. And what really inspires people to do the best in their life? It's love. It's that simple. And I had this really interesting conversation with someone last night at this wealth and wine night for real estate. God, you gotta love the dogs. And this is what they're doing right now. This is all they do all day. So I was at this event last night, and we were talking about the idea of, oh, hey, Alan. I'm talking about what we were talking about last night. And this idea of what's your big why? Why do we get out there in the world? Why do we put our best foot forward? Is it to cause pain in the world? Is it to try to steal from other people and create this selfish wealth that creates a system of lying and creating guns and all this stuff? No, it's silly. We are meant to be in this world to get inspired by what brings life and what brings joy. And everything else is kind of, sorry, I'm a little emotional. It's just been a long journey. When you realize that our world can be so much better when we focus on being our best selves and not getting into conversations of compromise. For years, since 2000, I would hear people saying, whenever it comes time to vote, or anytime it comes to choose a job, or it comes time to really make major decisions in their lives, they would say, well, that would be great, Kim. That'd be ideal to have, live out my dream, or to create what I know in my heart I really want to do. But that's not really reality. And yeah, I know that this is not necessarily a great thing. Say the way that they would do things at Wall Street, or sometimes compromise situations with certain professions that are not allowing you to be your highest, have your highest character. And you know that you're doing something wrong, but you feel like you've got to do it for a paycheck. Or when it comes time for the politicians to vote. I remember so many times in the past, people saying, well, this is the best of two bad worlds. And I guess we got to take it. Or if there was one candidate that had amazing character, people would immediately say, and I remember this when I was back in Jacksonville, and there were some really great candidates that were in the primaries. People would say, he's too kind, he'll never get it. Think about that. So we're always shutting down the best, or at least up until now, because now it's changing. In the past, when you defeat yourself before you even put your first foot forward, we're creating not such a great life, and our society has reflected that. Now look at the headlines of how much debauchery has been going on. The dark web, if you look on the news, now finally the regular MSM is finally talking about, how Bitcoin was a perfect conduit for all of the nasty stuff that's been going on. I mean, it's just in our face, just hidden behind a veil. But now it's coming out. So now what are we going to do? Now what are we going to do with our lives? What's your big why? Starting out with love, starting out with, why you get up in the morning, and you want to create a better world for yourself, for your loved ones, for your kids, so that they don't have to grow up in the world thinking they've got to compromise themselves in order to exist in the world, to barely get by. That's poverty mentality. Gosh, we see what parents will do with their own children to make $10. So everything is shifting, everything is changing, and a lot of these criminals that have been manipulating economies to slowly change our perception of thinking that that's good or bad, that just is it's going away, and it's a beautiful thing. So I'm really excited about this Thanksgiving. I'm really excited for everybody and seeing what, first of all, I think there's a lot for what we can be thankful for. I think a lot of us in this fight of talking about these things for years, you get shut down by a lot of people for the problems that happen with those that want to hide what's going on. They love to make you be the enemy through misunderstandings and name calling and projection, and that's been happening a lot the last few years. So I hope that this Thanksgiving, everyone who has had different beliefs based on what they've read up until now on the news, on any side, hey Alan, I'm thankful for you. Come to the table and listen and just have an open heart. And this is what I was trying to say in the campground installation back in 2016, right before the elections. All of these heads that create power, they want us all divided. They want your family divided. They want your friends divided. They want your community divided. They want everyone fighting amongst themselves over all the derivatives that never get to the point of what's really going on, so it can truly be fixed and everyone can have a prosperous life in their own way. It's very possible. There's no pyramid where, there's only, at the end of the day, only one family or one person can be happy in this world. Everyone can, there's abundance, and everyone can be prosperous, and you don't have to fight over it, and you sure as heck don't have to stop being friends with people because they don't like they don't like your politics or this and that. Because who told you your politics? What did you read? And do you know those people that you read the news from? Do you know their perception? Do you know their intent? Do you know if they really are even real or if they're AI? Who knows? Care about the people that are really in your life. And I hope that this Thanksgiving there's a lot of healing for everybody, and create positive ideas. How can you all work together rather than find reasons to cause strife and argue and reject each other in your family, your friends, your workplaces? Because one thing that I've learned in the last, I should have learned this a long time ago, but it definitely got re-evaluated, and a huge stamp of wake up, don't forget, this is so important. Going back into real estate after so long, and taking that hiatus of just being in the art world for so long, coming back to it, you realize how unbelievably important it is to have relationships, positive relationships, on finding out what is so important for that other person, not you. You can't come to the table and go, okay, I only want to have this conversation because I'm going to benefit from it. It's the best professionals in real estate or in any profession. You're always trying to find out, how can I best serve you and make your dreams come true, right? How can I get you your better home? How can I get you out of poverty and out of renting and making somebody else wealthy? How can I help you make your life better? And then in turn, you find out, wow, you know what? If I keep doing that, I have all these people around me that actually want me to prosper too. And that's relationship building. That's abundance building. Now, if our entire society, our communities have that mentality and we embrace that rather than the scarcity mentality of, sometimes people have that idea of, oh, I don't want you to prosper from helping me. Or they get that, well, I don't want you to have more than what I would get. And that envious, that jealousy, that resentment, that keeps everyone in scarcity. It's like a Walmart mentality, maybe that is why there's a huge push for bringing back the entrepreneurial spirit, because it's been broken for a while. And maybe that entrepreneurial spirit is that love, in the sense of it's agape love of trying to help in the best way possible what you can give to other folks to make their lives better in any way, shape, or form. And even like with art, like, once they get that home, all right, you need to make it more beautiful. You've got interior Howard Wiggins is here. Hey, Howard. Howard makes homes absolutely gorgeous. It makes you want to come home. Am I rambling? A little bit. That's okay. It's a wonderful morning and it's Friday and I haven't done one of these in a while. What can you do that brings joy and love and abundance to other people's lives, truly? And any economy that's not doing that so much, maybe it needs to go the way of the dodo. So anyway, I hope you guys have a really great weekend. I am going to be roaming around Nashville and dropping off some art. And I've got to go look at some houses today and meet some really neat people and create those relationships. And there's some more news in the future, but I'm going to hold off for that for now. But there's really good things going on. And I'll talk to you guys soon. All right.